Hello. Hi, everyone. So nice to see everyone here. Not many of us. Yeah. I hope that you can hear me well. Yeah, let me know in the chat so I know there is a delay for several seconds here, but yeah, that should be fine. Welcome. Welcome to the listening party of my new album, Yet Another Day. I would probably say that it's my kind of first real solo album because all the work that I released previously anywhere. So it's sometimes covers, sometimes just compilations of old songs or the soundtrack for a game, for like Japanese game, or like songs that I performed at a Russian anime festival. Yeah, you probably should know that I was pretty into anime before, so still like it, just don't watch it that frequently. Yeah, so Yet Another Day is kind of the concept album. So I was writing it during like the majority of the work I did during the COVID-19 pandemic. And you remember those times when we all were staying at home, trying to stay sane, keep our mental health in a pretty much normal state, right? And yeah, that's when I started writing this album. So the concept is very simple. It's a soundtrack for a day of a person who stays at home day after day. Every day is almost the same. And yeah, they're spending their days staying at home. Yeah, 2020 sucked, I agree. That's when I started writing this album. So by the way, I have a special guest on this album. So if you check the album description Bandcamp, you probably know who's that. And I have a special greeting from him. So let's listen. So welcome.
What's up, y'all? It's Beak, aka Chris Del Camino. Super stoked that I got to lay down sax on one of the tracks on Megus's upcoming album, Yet Another Day. It's a super dope kind of inter-genre. I mean, a little bit of chiptune, a little bit of synthwave, digital fusion. So be sure to go check it out. And I hope you enjoy the tunes. I'm super glad that I got to be a part of it. Peace.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. That was an honor to have him. It's an honor to have him on the album. So, and the track that he played sax for is my personal favorite. Yeah, as people say, like without further ado, let's start listening the album. So, the first track. So it's called Lazy Morning. So imagine the morning of yet another day of this COVID-19 lockdown. You wake up, make a cup of coffee or tea, and start your day. Yeah, that was the first track, Lazy Mornings. So as already said in chat, so it's kind of inspired by this lo-fi hip-hop. Yeah, but I agree with Saoirse. What if lo-fi hip-hop, but with actual melodies? And yeah, here you're asking for lo-fi girls. We have a lo-fi girl right here on the cover. By the way, if you don't know, so the cover art, so my son made it. So I'm really grateful to him. So he's a great young artist. So he's even considering a career in graphics and animation. Yeah, that's great. So this track was super fun to write. So it was a bit challenging. So I tried to kind of add a little bit nice harmonies to it because my harmonies and all my music is usually like very simple. But here I kind of tried to add kind of a spicy chords here and there. Yeah. Yeah, let's move on to the next track. So, now you're awake and ready for your day. And you have a bunch of small routine things to do. So the next track, routine. Yeah, so it was routine. It was a very challenging track to write for me because yeah, I usually don't write dance music, and yeah, So that was the first challenge for this one. The next one is it's a routine, something that you do repetitively, and I wanted to make it like very repetitive, but not boring. I hope that I succeeded. So I really like the final result. Okay, let's move further. So now you're done with your routine, and it's time to do some real work. So, getting things done.
Getting things done.
Yeah, that was getting things done. Super fun track. So I like it a lot myself. So actually, I didn't write it in kind of the sketch for this track, so I didn't make it for the album specifically. It was one of my older sketches that I made for a game that I was making with my friends, but we never released that game. And I decided, yeah, so that's a nice track, so why not use it? So I completely remade the arrangement. Initially, it was, well, probably closer to like regular funk, but I kind of moved it towards the synthwave, retrowave sound. Yeah, added some chiptune arpeggios here and there. Yeah, just to kind of follow the overall musical style of the album. Yeah, So, that was getting things done. And okay, so you spent most of your day by this time, did so many things, so your workday is over. You had a bunch of those annoying Zoom calls, you feel tired. But it's still too early to get to bed, so to keep yourself in both physical and mental shape, you start your evening workout. Yay! Welcome everyone who just joined recently. Super glad to see you. Yeah, so that was evening workout, and yeah, that was actually the first track that I wrote for this album. And when I was writing it, I really had no plans for the album. So it was September 2020. We all were self-isolating, and so my son and my wife, so they were trying their luck in kind of video game streaming on YouTube, and they wanted some background music for their streams, and I wrote it. And when I finished it, I thought that, well, so it looks like I'm kind of getting back to the mood of writing music, because I had like a very long break in making music. And I thought, what if I kind of write an album? And why don't I use this track for the album? Because I like it. Yeah, and by the way, so initially I wanted to call this album 24 Hours, but then in 2022, Surashu released his 24 EP, so I decided to change the name. So I used it as a working name internally until this spring, and only that's when I changed the name to Yet Another Day. Okay. So, and yeah, as it was the first track for the album, so I did not have... I have not decided on the kind of genre, musical style for the album, so there is no chiptune elements in it, because yeah, chiptune this is my musical background. So I started writing music on ZX Spectrum back in the 90s, and I still like to incorporate elements of chiptune in my music. So it's not purely chiptune, but yeah, I like the sound. So it's part of my kind of musical background, my culture, so my roots are there in chiptune and Damascene music. Let's move on. So, continuation of the story, finally some me time. You ate your dinner, you watched some Netflix, chatted with your friends on Discord, it's almost midnight, it is time to go to bed, but then a sudden strike of inspiration. Yay! Midnight Inspiration, my personal favorite from the album. So, I see that people mention that they know its roots, and yeah, so I actually started writing this track back in 2002, and it was a ZX Spectrum track for AUI chip. I wrote a sketch. By the way, I even did that on the real ZX Spectrum, like not the British one, but the Russian clone. Yeah, and I never finished that. So I made a sketch, and all the melodies you heard here, except of course for the amazing solo by Big. So they were there. And I tried to finish this track at least, I think, 3 times. And the last attempt was about 10 years ago, maybe a bit more, kind of like pretty soon after we released Around Past with CJF, the Delayed Fusion album. And it was that time when I thought that, kind of maybe like a real saxophone can really benefit this track. And this is when CJF asked Chris to record some sax. And yeah, Chris sent us the recordings. I was working the track, but yeah, I didn't like it. So finally, for this album, I decided to give it a final try. And for the majority of the time, when I was working it, I was using that old recording from 10 years ago. And then, so when I was pretty much almost done with the track, I asked Chris, so can you please re-record saxophone through it? And he did it. He did an amazing job. So I like this recording even more than that from 10 years ago. Like, Chris is amazing. Thanks a lot to him. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed that. Do you remember that little 4-note riff from the routine track? So it actually repeats in Getting Things Done and in this track as well. Because to everything, even with inspiration like creative work, or even when you're getting like serious work done, there are still some elements of routine here and there. So I kind of decided to incorporate this 4-note riff. Okay, so that was Midnight Inspiration. And yes, we're moving to the final track. So that was great. You made some nice progress on your creative project, which keeps you alive and sane during this lockdown. It's 3 a.m., you're exhausted but happy. You go to bed and fall asleep almost instantly. Good night. yeah, it was good night. So the kalimba melody that opens and closes this track is the very, very first melody I composed. And I was 5. So yeah, I'm into music since the early childhood. So yeah, I was 5 when I composed this melody. And just like with Midnight Inspiration, so I had multiple attempts to develop this melody to a full track, but again, it never felt right. In previous attempts, I tried to make it like a faster song, by the way, but yeah, it didn't really work. And yeah, so I made it a lullaby. An interesting fact, kind of all those minor nerdy things. The tempo of Good Night is 87 BPM, and I was 5 in 1987. It's kind of a little nerdy thing just for me. Yeah, and that was it. That was my album, Yet Another Day. So it's pretty short. It's just around 25 minutes of music, and it took me 3 years to complete. But yeah, many things happened during these 3 years, so it's not like I was doing everyday work for this album in this over this period. But yeah, so it was more like spikes of creativity here and there, and I'm super happy that I'm finally releasing it. And yeah, I'm releasing it on Ubictune, and we have a very special guest for today. Let's welcome C. Jeff.
Hello.
Let us know if you can hear C. Jeff on the stream.
At least I can hear you.
That's nice.
Okay, let's make sure it works.
I think it should. I
Yeah,
can
I
see
certainly
that
can see
audio is.
myself in the stream. Okay.
Oh, nice. If you can see yourself there, then you probably can hear yourself there as well. Yeah, nice. Yeah, please, so Jeff, welcome to the stream, to the listening party. So I'm super glad that I'm releasing this album on Ubictune. Yeah, for people who don't know, or maybe didn't know, like C. Jeff and I, we are old friends. We actually lived in the same city, but I moved to Canada about 3 years ago. Yeah, nice. C. Jeff, please say whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'd like to say that, Roman, I'd like to congratulate you with the release of your album.
Thank you.
It's such a natural, complete record, and it literally, by the end of it, it makes me cry because it's such an emotional event. And I know how hard you work on this record, and I know that during these years you work on it, many things happen. So that's why I think it was especially important for you to finally complete it, to make it happen. So today it's happening, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that we share this moment together, all together. You have something special in your sound. I want to mention it, that you have something special in your sound because you use your harmony so carefully. They're not going wild. They're very, very controlled. And I remember this. I remember these, from your works on the spectrum from the very early years. And as basically I was learning to make music listening to works of the spectrum musicians, and yours in particular. It's really, really great to hear your new music again. It's not the spectrum, that's your updated sound that still keeps that old school vibe we all love so much, and you bring it to the modern sound, to the level that everybody can accept it. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So I just only wish that you didn't have such long breaks between the releases of original music.
Yeah, I think I think I'm kind of revived myself as a musician, and I already have plans and ideas for the next album. Even not just music, but actually for the next album. And I plan to be more active on social networks with releasing some smaller things like kind of synthesizer jams. Because yeah, I'm also into hardware synthesizers. I have some synthesizers set up, so I can't really show it, but it's somewhere here to the right of me. Yeah, plan to continue making. And by the way, so that's my hobby, kind of pet peeve. I like to make serious, expensive synthesizers sound like chips from the old hardware. So that's usually the first thing that I try to do with any new synthesizer that I get. So can it make chiptune arpeggios? Can it make pulse wave modulation? Or can maybe so if it's a serious machine, can it make those nice AYYM envelope based sounds? Yeah, that's usually the first thing I try to do.
That's all what we love. We love it all. Yeah, exactly. And you should be in the right, state of mind, when you are so in this composing mood. And I feel that mood in this album. Like you're okay. You're all right. You're ready to to go to the next step. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hear what will come next.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for all these kind words. You said that you kind of was learning on my music, but yeah, you really overdid me. You went much further. So
You released your album faster than me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Jeff has an amazing album in the making, and I also participated a little bit in it, so recorded some guitar solo for one of the tracks. I also can't wait to hear your album as well, so really looking forward to it.
Someday. Well, I already promised that I will release it in 2020, so no promises anymore. I will just make it happen. I will just make it happen, and everybody will hear it.
Yeah, I'm also not going to make promises about my next album, so hopefully, if things go really, really well, so I maybe even release it next year. But yeah, no promises at all. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just because I have 7 sketches for the album already.
Oh my God.
I kind of went through my old unfinished works, and I realized that I have 7 tracks that fit the idea that I have for the album already. 7 sketches. Yeah, that's like the whole album already.
That's cool. That's good to hear. Well, I hear that I see that people mention telediffusion in the chat.
Yeah.
And perhaps something that we can promise for sure, that the first Diffusion album is going to be re-released. And we slowly starting to work on it. We already have some works on the artwork done. Finally, Around Past will be properly released everywhere.
And all streaming platforms, yeah.
Yeah, all streaming platforms, everywhere, in the perfect quality, as in the form as we love this record, because it was somewhat special.
Yeah, so actually, Around Past for me, so it was that album that I think shaped my current musical style. So I'm just moving forward. I'm developing the ideas that we had during Around Past, and I'm making it my own style. So I like it, and I want to continue to evolve it and develop it.
Yeah, it really felt so natural to combine, the 8-bit sound that we love with the real instruments, and you see it works. It works perfectly, and now you prove that this style can be moved even further, and the digital fusion movement also proved that this is a great direction that we can all follow. This is just cool.
Yeah, Yeah, so thanks a lot to everyone. I think we can say that this party was successful. I I really loved having all you here, chatting with you here on YouTube. By the way, the album is now available for purchase on Bandcamp, and I also checked that it's already available on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. So, yeah, so soon we'll be, CJF and I will be updating our website. CJF will update UbicTune, I will update my personal website with all the links. And yeah, so Surashu, I know that you made a pre-order, so you have your copy now. So I already pushed the publish button. So yeah, thanks a lot. I think you should be able to find the link to the Bandcamp and all other pages in the description of this stream. Right. Yeah, Mav, Andrei, just come from your Seattle to our Vancouver. Just burn an album on a CD, and I will give you my signature.
Do it yourself. Do it yourself.
Yeah, DIY.
DIY. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
I
we
can
do
send
here.
you the high quality cover image so you can even print it. Okay, thanks everyone. It was super great to have you here. We didn't have that many people, but I'm super glad for everyone. So you found the time to came here, and yeah, thank you. Thanks again. So it was super great. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good evening, whatever time zone you are in now. Thanks. I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now let's share this record. Let's share this
Yeah,
record to the world.
this is what I will really appreciate. If you share links to the album in your social networks, that means a lot to me. Thank you. Bye.
See you.